Alright, man, my computer's crazy because I did this and like weird shit happened. But let's try this again. This is Nightmare Comics 1. And y'all figured I would do this. If you know me, you know that I'm a geek, obviously, and I'm somewhat of a gamer. Not really, a super gamer. I mean, I'm a super fighting gamer, but I'm not really like a gamer like that. I love fighting games, playing competitively, all that shit. But this is my review of Batman Arkham Origins. I'm warning you now, this might not be a gamer necessary review, but this will be like as a fan, as a Batman fan, Batman comic book geek, all that stuff. As a fan and also as a gamer, this will be like a different perspective on the game. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, there will be spoilers all throughout this video. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you hadn't played the game yet, all that stuff, you might want to leave. But story starts. Batman sees that Black Mask broke out of prison, and he goes to investigate. This is like the second year Batman has existed. I think that's what the game says. I love that they do that in this game. He's kind of like an urban myth in this game until spoiler, Vicky Vale catches him on camera doing being Batman, and that pretty much lets the whole city know, hey, this guy's Batman. Hey, he's real. But so he goes to Blackgate to go catch Black Mask. Black Mask gets away with the help of Killer Croc, which I thought was cool. He was on the game. I like how they included him. What I don't like though is why does he look? Well, I guess because if you know Killer Croc, his mutation has gotten worse over the years. So I guess that's all it is. But yeah. But Killer Croc tells him, like, you can catch me, put me back in jail, but you're gonna be sorry when the assassins get here. And Batman was like, what are you talking about? And he knocks him out. And before you fight Killer Croc, you find like this memory card on the ground, and he takes the memory card back to the Batcave, see what it's all about. Puts it in the computer, and then he finds out that Black Mask put $50 million on his head and hired 8 assassins to come kill him. Killer Croc being one of them. The others are Deathstroke, Deadshot. Hold on, let me see if I get them all. Well, I'm not looking at anything. Deathstroke, Deadshot, Bane, Shiva, Firefly, Electrocutioner, and Copperhead. I believe that's all of them. Yeah. So he goes back to the city, because he's trying to get these niggas off the street. So yeah. And that's the premise of the game, and also trying to catch Black Mask too. Let me just say, from a writing standpoint, as far as the story goes, I think the story is great. I think it's definitely not Arkham City. It is definitely, let me rephrase that. I think Arkham City is top 3 Batman stories of all time. That's how highly I feel about that story. But this story, like I'm talking about like Long Halloween, Dark Knight Returns, Killing Joke, up there with all them. Like I ain't even lying to you. That's how much I love that shit. Like I think that, if anybody knows me, I think that the Dark Knight Returns is on another level in terms of like Batman stories. And I think second is the Long Halloween. I think after that, that's just my opinion. But I think that after the first one, and I believe even the first one, there's about 20 books you can say are like top 5 Batman stories ever. That's how much like great, source material that's been through the years. And on my list, this would be like Arkham City would be number 3. Like, yeah, that's how highly I feel about that story. That's how shocked I was at the ending. That's how many great moments that game had. This game has a few of them, but not to that extent. But anyway, the story, I think, from story standpoint, is great. The voice acting, another thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of people were upset because they found out that Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill won't be doing Batman and Joker respectively. I think that Roger Craig Smith, who voices Batman, who I think is a good voice actor, he does I don't want to say good job because it wasn't, but he does an okay job as Batman. Like, he sounds like a guy trying to sound like Batman instead of like a guy that's pretty much coming up with his own version of Batman. You get what I'm saying? Like, he sounds like a guy that's like joking around with his friends trying to talk like Batman. sometimes it really works. Like there's one time where you do the side mission, and no, well, this is one time when he's like yelling at Alfred, and it really works. Like they're in the cave and they're arguing with each other, and Alfred has a big part in this game too. Like Alfred is like straight up Butler, which is one thing that I wanted to see from the other two, because he's not even in Arkham Asylum, and he's in Arkham City. He talks to you on Arkham City. He's not even in Arkham Asylum, and this is that's one thing I am glad this game did, because the relationship with Alfred is a big thing on this game. Alfred actually has a pretty big moment in this game too, but I don't want to ruin the moment. As I said, I'm gonna spoil shit as I see fit, but I don't want to ruin everything. But like they get in an argument. That scene really works, man. Like Roger Craig Smith was great at that scene, on that particular scene. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just think he did a okay job. But Troy Baker, on the other hand, as Mark Hamill, I thought he was great. I thought he was really great. I thought he was like, for what they were going for, exactly what you needed. Like he sounded like a younger, more energetic Joker, like a Joker that was excited to do all this shit. I mean, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Mark Hamill, he's amazing. I think he's the standard. I think he's the best Joker of all time. But what he was doing in Arkham Asylum and Arkham City was just like, he's been here before. He's done this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm crazy, but you know that. You know what I'm saying? Troy Baker was like, "Oh, this is all so new to me. I love you." You know what I mean? I love you, Batman. It was just cool how he played the part. And I thought that Mark Hamill obviously could have done that, but I thought Troy Baker was a good choice. I thought he did a really good job. That's just me. I could be wrong. Other motherfuckers might feel differently, but I thought he did a good job. I loved how all the characters were portrayed in this game, man. Like all of them. All of them was so spot on, especially Bane. Bane was my favorite character in the game. It was like one spoiler, but when you find out that Bane knows that Bruce Wayne is Batman, that scene made me go, "This is Nightfall." Like Bane was awesome, man. And it was this one part where like you fight him, and like the voice actor who did Bane, I'm not sure who it was, but he was incredible because it was just enough Mexican accent to let you know he was Mexican, but also not sound goofy. Like, that's the one thing. Like Batman in the animated series sounded goofy. Let's be real, he sounded goofy. In Young Justice, as Danny Trejo, he sounded goofy. You know what I mean? It was just this guy, whoever did this, he did just enough for it not to be as goofy. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, because it's the scene where you fight him, and he killed me. And then he was like, he just walked over to me, and he walked past me. He was like, "You are broken." I was like, that shit gave me chills. And I was like, this is so bad. But he was great. Deathstroke, for the little time he was in the game, was awesome. Like his boss fight, which is one thing that this game has over the other two. The boss fights in this game are pretty goddamn great. All of them are just pretty much the engine, just rehashed. You know what I mean? Counter this, dodge this, and all that stuff. But all of them are very entertaining. That's the one thing this game has over the other two. Because Arkham City had decent boss fights. I like the Ra's al Ghul one. I like, or Ra's al Ghul, whatever you want to call them. In Arkham City, I like the think of some of the other. I love the Mr. Freeze one. That's one of my favorite boss fights of all time. What's some of the other ones? Solomon Grundy one, that was okay, but like the ones on this game I think are far better. That's just my opinion. Especially like the Deathstroke one felt like two martial artists going at it, and it was dope. It was really dope. And even though it's like one long quick time event, feels like, I still thought it was a whole lot of fun. Kept me on the edge of my seat. I thought it was really good. And Deathstroke, the way he just appears in this game is awesome. And it's this one scene after you beat him and he's captured, and the thing happens at the end where like Blackgate is like in chaos. It's like a prison riot, and he's in a cell like doing push-ups, and he was like, apparently Blank didn't want to let me out the cell. And he was like, "That's fine." He was like, I guess he thought I was too dangerous. He was like, "Don't worry, Batman. If he did, I wouldn't come after you. Unless somebody else puts $50 million on your head." And he was like, he was like, "So trust me, don't worry." And then Batman was like, "Oh, I wasn't." I was like, "It's just cool, man." I know I fucked that up, but you gotta see it. It's pretty dope. Let's see. But yeah, everybody was portrayed well. Not all the bosses are like main parts of the story though. Some of them are side missions, and they have other villains on this game that are also side missions. I love the way Gordon was like uneasy about Batman at first. Like you kind of see that he was just a good cop trying to do the right thing, and he sees how like Batman's just needed. You know what I mean? And as the game went along, something happened with Firefly. He made a mistake, and he saw like maybe we do kind of need this dude. But yeah, I thought that was good. As I said, the Alfred stuff was good. Bane was my favorite character, hands down in this game, hands fucking down. The way Joker debuted in this game was awesome. Like it was such a Joker thing. I mean, it was really 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 Joker. Um, the side missions, man, like they just, I think that's the biggest flaw of this game, man, because there's too many like go fetch side missions. It wasn't like Arkham. It wasn't like Arkham City where like yeah, you had to go to each side mission, but like they were all kind of different. Like all these were like kind of go fetch. Even the detective stuff, you weren't really doing much detectiving. You was just kind of moving the camera around, and it was just kind of, I don't know. It just didn't feel like Batman. It felt like kind of like a, I don't even know what to say. Like it was just kind of whack. Um, the city, man, the city was bland. Dear God, the city was bland. I ain't never used fast travel so much on a game than I did in this game. That was just whack, son. Like it was fine for Arkham City because in Arkham City, like what I'm saying, in Arkham City, the fucking the what's the face? I'm gonna cut down my mic a little bit. I know I'm kind of loud. The in Arkham City, the map was closed off from the rest of the city. It didn't make sense here because it was supposed to be the entire city. It just made no sense for them to do that because it was supposed to be the whole city. And they got that fucking bridge that like separates everything. And it's so like long and you have to pass it so many times. Fast travel is your best friend. You don't even want to see the city. I don't know if I said it before, but like I said, the side missions are like so repetitive and like go fetch this thing, go fetch that thing. It's just like they none of them were all that interesting. The even like the Riddler stuff where he's not Riddler yet on this game. It was just like it was like not even as like cool as the Riddler trophies. It just didn't seem like you were doing anything all that special. I don't know, man. And the game is just too much of the same. Like that's the biggest problem with it. Too much of the same. And except the one thing they added, which was the multiplayer. And let me tell you, when I say this is the epitome of average ass multiplayer, like it is a when you are using the thugs, it is a Gears clone, and as a Gears clone, it is not a very good one. It's just kind of okay. The best Gears clones to me were the Transformer games, and they, nah, it's just not. I ain't the biggest gamer in the world, like I said, but I have played Gears, and I know how great that multiplayer is, and this is just like forgettable. Like it's not gonna make you not play, Gears. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Like the Batman and the Robin stuff is cool though, along with everything else. That's cool, but the multiplayer, you're not gonna go back to it. I promise you. You're gonna just end up playing something else. But is this worth $60? No. Is it worth, especially with next gen right around the corner? Like we're literally like a few weeks away from the next generation of consoles. It's kind of crazy. Like, well, even though the Wii U is here, but who gives a fuck? I'm talking about like the big two. You know what I'm saying? The PS4 will be out on the 14th. You know what I'm saying? Xbox One 22nd. It's no point in buying this game for $60. But when it's cheap, like around like maybe 30, 20 to $30, get this. Like it's worth it. If you're a Batman fan, get it for that much. It's not worth it for 60. But that's it, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out. I got a few more ideas coming. Y'all are gonna be kind of shocked with what's coming up on my channel. Like y'all gonna be kind of shocked. Few people know about it, but y'all don't. So yeah, I'll holler at y'all later. Take it easy.